Hey, everybody, welcome to Out Loud and On Purpose, the podcast. We spent the last episode talking about your identity, and I'm going to be very curious as to how many of you have done your homework when we talk this through here in just a couple of minutes. Today, I want to give you some practical steps, and I want to land this plane and help you land it too in your actual day. So we're going to talk about some simple practices you can start right away. You don't need a new planner, and thank God you don't need a new personality. But a couple of small moves are going to rock your life. Do it with us on Out Loud and On Purpose, the podcast. Let's step in it. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the Out Loud and On Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Hargrove, and guess who's sitting across the table from me? The one, the only, the myth, the legend, the beautiful and talented Miss Amy, who makes everything better just like butter.
Hello, Kyle. I want to get used to that.
Are you ever going to say anything other than hello, Kyle? Like Siri?
No. It's
No?
always going to be hello, Kyle. To be honest.
And it works just fine for me because I know it is genuine.
It is genuine.
It comes from the heart.
Yes.
And I know there's love behind it.
Much love.
Much love, much love, much love. How you been doing?
Great. It's hot, but it's everything's good.
Yeah. So in the summertime when it's hot like this, does it change your coffee habits? I know you're a coffee aficionado.
Yes.
Aficionado. Let me say it properly so I don't get called out like, spa.
All right.
But when it's hot, does it change your coffee habits at all?
No. It's in the morning, it's always hot coffee. In the afternoon, it's always cold.
Okay.
Whether it's 20 degrees or 200 degrees like it is now.
And how do you take your coffee?
So I like a little coffee with my creamer. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think you are. I do not believe you. I think you're withholding.
No, I actually like black coffee. I do. I like creamer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's creamer, not like milk and sugar. It's no sugar, zero sugar creamer.
Flavored creamer.
Oh, totally.
And what's your best flavor?
I'm an Italian cream kind of a gal.
Italian creme.
Yes. The cream.
Yes.
No hazelnut.
I have a great friend who I have known. I'm going to count this, and it's going to take a minute because it's 2026. So it's 26 plus 12, 38 years. And we haven't been in contact the way we once were 2 or 3 different times the entire 38 years. But I know where he is and what he's doing. And I have a feeling he knows where I am and what I'm doing. His name's Todd Reynolds. And we were in a coffee shop one day, and the waitress came by and asked Todd, "How do you take your coffee?" And he said, "Just the cup around it."
That's great.
And I have used that as my coffee mantra ever since, anytime that someone is serving me coffee. And thank you, Todd. I appreciate that because
that's great.
It's an attention getter.
Yes.
It's one where they stop and say, "Oh, I haven't heard that." But anyway, I just put the cup around some coffee and I'm good. I don't need anything in it.
That's great.
I don't want anything in it. Now, I happen to have in my vault of things I know about people, something I know about you.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared.
And coffee.
Okay.
It's not how you take your coffee. It's how you drink it.
Yes.
You have an unusual coffee habit. I find it unusual. Now, apparently not everybody does. But when it was brought up the first time in a conversation where it wasn't even my conversation, I was just there.
Right.
And you were explaining in a situation you found yourself in when you met somebody that was a lot like you in a lot of ways.
Yes.
There was this thing I had never heard of, and it was called chewing your coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need you to explain that because if not, I just crashed this plane. We didn't land it. I crashed it.
No, that's good stuff. So chewing your coffee, my whole life, well, from the time I was drinking coffee, 16 and on, I have hot coffee I like it scalding hot. So once it comes out of the Keurig, it's not hot enough. So I have to microwave it.
Holy Toledo.
But when I drink the coffee at that point, this is so strange, when it goes in my mouth,
Oh, it really is.
I know.
It really is.
I know. When it goes in my mouth, I literally have to stop it. I can't believe I'm saying this. I have to stop it with my teeth, my back teeth, and I have to like chew it a couple times so that it's cool enough to be swallowed.
Okay, I'm just trying to. My mouth is moving because I'm going to do that in real time, and I still don't get it.
So I
respect it. I do.
Yes.
I just don't get it.
So it is strange. People would say to me all the time, "Why don't you just drink it out of the Keurig and not heat it up? Why do you have to cool it yet?" Well, I have to chew my coffee, so therefore I have to heat it up. I don't make the rules. It's just the way it is. So I thought it was just a weird, quirky thing. So it turns out it's hereditary.
Oh, and one day in an episode,
Yes.
we're going to tell the story
Yes.
of you and your father. But this is what your father does.
Yes.
And you were
I was
2 years old last year when
Yes.
you met him for the first time.
I was 51 years old when I met my biological father for the first time.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. That's a super teaser. I bet people are going to listen for lots of episodes just to hear that story.
And it's a great story.
Oh, it is.
It is worth
It is.
sticking
I
around.
cannot argue with you.
Yeah. But he does the same thing. He asked me, "Do you chew your coffee?" Like that was his words to me.
When you met him.
Yes. And I have a video of us taking a drink of coffee together, like for the first time.
Sitting on the front porch.
Yeah.
I've seen the
we
video.
were chewing coffee.
I know. You look like,
Talk
I'm
about
not going to say what you look like, but.
Goodness, for real. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, well, let's get on into this. We said let's step in it, so let's step in it. Last episode, we talked about our identities, and are you who you are because of your environment, or your family, or the town you grew up in, or the school you went to. The title of it was "Who Am I?" on purpose, and yeah, I titled it that, knowing that a significant number of people that listen to the podcast are going to come up with the answers saying, I don't know, because I've never been on purpose about my identity before. That's the whole idea, is to introduce you to something that's going to make you a person who enjoys their life more, who gets more satisfaction and fulfillment and contentment out of it because of your own choices, not the choices of others. And it's a really good thing. So we talked about adding 3 words to your vocabulary after we identified that you have a default identity, which is that environmental stuff and where you grew up and who you grew up with. And then at some point, you start deciding, whether you know it or not, to just follow on with that identity or to choose your own, a default identity or a chosen identity. And in that chosen identity, the 3 things that can help you create that and determine what it needs to be are your values, your vision, and your voice. So today we're going to talk about practical steps that go along with that. And it's just a few small moves. It really is. So what I want to guide you to today is to start with, and we're not going to finish with something negative, but we're going to start with barriers, things that get in the way of you deciding who you are with intentionality and on purpose. Because living on purpose feels hard. And the reason it feels hard is because sometimes it is. You're going to face obstacles, even when you're driving down the smoothest, flattest street. Don't you hate it when you're driving down the street and it's a nice, beautifully paved, well-done road, and then there's a speed bump?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it just irritates me to no end, and out here in the land of North Central Texas, have you ever been out First Street?
Yes.
And there's a speed bump. And when you hit that, I guess they put it there because it's like, okay, you are now entering the land where you are responsible for yourself, because it goes from paved to not paved.
Right.
It used to be paved. It was once paved, but now it's primarily caliche, rock and stone and clay and all that stuff, which is lovely after a rain. But anyhow, it's just like this. You shouldn't be going that fast on the street anyway. I get it, but you gotta come to a complete stop or you will wreck the bottom side of your car on it. But you're listening to us and you're going along and you're thinking, okay, living on purpose sounds good, but it's not that simple. You're correct. Give yourself a gold star, whatever sticker that you want to stick on your forehead or on your wrist or on the back of your hand. You do it because you deserve it. But the very first one, the barriers that I think that steps in our way more specifically, and probably, like I said, the first one before anything else, is old stories. And when I talk about old stories, I'm talking about the past. I'm talking about where and how we grew up and the environment that we were in and the values of the people that raised us. And even if they were good, they may not have been intentional. And if they weren't, then, the likelihood of us being intentional without it being brought to our attention is very slim. So we all have narratives, and I'll tell you, I have very low tolerance for the words, I've always been this way, or that's just the way I am. I didn't realize I had a low tolerance to that until my brief yet spectacular career in public school teaching. when I, would call a sixth grader down for their behavior and they say, that's just the way I am. And I want to tell you what, I didn't serve in Vietnam, but I realized I had a little Agent Orange in me and it started acting up. I'm going to tell you, I had to really check myself when those kids would say, it's just the way I am, because, I just wanted to tell them, we're going to learn to be different. Yeah. So we have people that say, I've always been this way, or people like me don't change, or if I stop being the fixer, people won't need me. Wow, that's a big one for people to have the need to be needed. And they would rather live in the fog of having their identity chosen for them so they can be needed than they would to choose their identity for themselves. But those stories, the old stories, create a ceiling over your identity. They cap it off. They, it keeps you from growing and developing, and they keep you literally loyal to a past version of yourself, even when it doesn't fit anymore or it has never worked for you. Now, in our last episode, there was a place where I kind of lost Miss Amy. We're not going to call it a meltdown, but we're going to call it a melty down. And I didn't ask her anything or ask her to, to participate much toward the end of that episode because she was having a moment. And so we talked about it after, and she has voluntarily offered to talk about what was going on with her in that moment. And I think this is one of the things that I desire from this podcast, is for it to be real and raw. And Amy, just if you're still up for it, if you're still feeling it, tell us what struck you. That not even knowing we were coming to the old stories section of the episode or the next episode. What struck you to the point that it stopped you? It shut you down?
Well, my recent past, just went through a divorce that just about took me out, to be frank. And when you were going over specifically the voice, part 3, the voice of the vision.
Values, vision, and voice.
And you were reading the I am statements.
The personal manifesto. The
personal manifesto. And for 2 years, it's been 2 years since my divorce. And
almost to the month.
Yes. And when you said, I am someone who chooses connection over comfort, something just hit me. I have really chosen to stay by myself and true to myself and my vision for what I see my future, which is connection. I would like comfort. Comfortable is nice. I miss being comfortable, but I am someone who chooses connection over comfort. And that opened a can of worms, so to speak.
An emotional can of worms.
It absolutely did.
The really mushy ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you went into the I am on purpose statements. And it hit some feelings and emotion within me that I didn't realize that I had. This is life-changing stuff. And I'm just this is gold, y'all. I mean, it is. It's life-changing stuff.
So you realize that and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know a lot of your story. I don't know it all. I keep thinking I do, and it's like when I learn something else, it's like it's never
like an
insignificant, man. It is always like, wow,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you weren't told good things about yourself as a child.
Oh, no. I was born and I was tolerated. I was never treasured, ever.
Wow.
And always, that's how it was. That's how I grew up, just thinking I was just tolerated. I was just there.
Walking a thin line.
Not knowing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so it's like dominoes, right? Like it snowballs. And before you know it, you're 51 years old and you don't know who the hell you are. And you're doing things like having relationships. I've never had a relationship with myself. What am I going to do with this person, you know?
Whatever they want you to.
Right. And I don't need the boring kind because I've developed these coping mechanisms over time. So I sought out someone who was exactly like the people that hurt me. Right.
Not even knowing you were doing it.
That's right.
Who would do that to themselves if they knew that's what was happening?
That's right.
Yeah. So you went with comfort, not even knowing that's what you were doing.
That's right.
Because it may not have been the greatest marriage on the planet. It may not have been much more than good for a while, but it was comfortable.
It was comfortable.
Because what you were told in the marriage mirrored what you were told in your childhood.
That's exactly right.
And it wasn't always verbal. It was the way things were acted out. It was the behaviors.
Absolutely. Going into the old stories, the barriers, being told that, well, Amy, people like me don't change. People don't change. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, but I have. And then I felt minimized. And so the behavior was very similar to my childhood.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was kind of stunted, like I couldn't value connection.
So if let's just role play, and I am your person, and I tell you people like me don't change. What do you hear if you want this to be better, and I just told you people like me don't change? Then what are you hearing?
That I'm not worth it. I'm not worth
me changing for.
Yeah.
I think the other thing you're going to hear is, then it's up to me. And I don't get a choice. I don't get to decide who I am and what I am in this relationship. I have to be what's needed because somebody over there won't change. They don't change.
Right. To the tune of, I want a divorce.
Wow. That kind of came out of nowhere.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. So I was a little quiet on the last.
Well, I want to thank you for the willingness and the courage to talk about your story.
Well, listen, this is why I do this. This is gold. This is so good. And I believe in this. And I believe that we as humans, as individuals, we all have stories. We all have experiences. And somewhere, someone can relate to what I'm saying or to what you're saying. Here's what I'm saying. This right here, what we're talking about, had I known this, had this been something that I had seen and even just glanced over, it would have triggered in my head, okay, it's okay to feel the things that I was feeling.
Right.
My ex-husband who said this, that wasn't chiseled in stone. That was him. And for years, I thought it was me. So this information is life-changing in such a positive way. And I believe in this so much. So absolutely, I'm an open book.
I know 3 things about you. I know you were destroyed by this. I know it hasn't been easy. Actually, 4 things. I know how proud I am of you for the progress you've made and the steps you've taken. And I know you're not done.
Yes, thank you. It's funny because I always think about that video you sent me about Scott.
Scott Sterling.
Oh my gosh. Oh, if y'all don't know who Scott Sterling is, I don't know that I did either. But Kyle sent me this YouTube video of a soccer player, and
just do it. Just go to YouTube and put Scott Sterling in the search.
Why is does he know me? Like, it's a soccer video, but
Don't ruin it for him.
No, it gives such a message. Scott Sterling.
And I don't think it was intended for that, but it sure hits.
Oh, it hits. It's stuck.
Over and over it hits.
Scott Sterling. Check it out.
All right. So didn't probably mean to spend that much time on old stories, but I'm so glad we did because this stuff is rich. This is real. This is not staged. It's not anything but what has happened in somebody's life and how they've dealt with it. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
For your vulnerability there. But all right. So living on purpose, it feels hard. And it's because of old stories, then the fear of other people's reactions. And that is probably one that every single one of us can relate to because we care too much about what other people think. And we're less afraid of changing and more afraid of how other people are going to respond or react to us when we do. And I like using the phrase, what you think about me is none of my business. Because it's not.
I like that.
If I am intentional about who I am and what I'm doing, then what you think about it is not a concern of mine. Unless I'm making bad choices, unless I'm being intentional about being a jerk. And some people are and can be. And I guess maybe we all have been at one point or another, but it's not a lifestyle. It's not something we choose in the long run. But, little things like if I start saying no, will they still love me? Because I'm right now, maybe I'm living in a world of resentment because people take advantage of me on the regular. But the reason they take advantage of me is because I always acquiesce. I always say yes. There's got to be a rap song in there somewhere because yes and acquiesce go together so well. But if you start saying no to somebody, will they still love you? Will they still like you? Will they still accept you? Will there still be a connection? And you're scared to death that if you say no, they're going to look at you and go, oh, OMG, did you just say no? And then you're on the spot because you either have to say, oh, no, that's not what I said. You misunderstood me. You misheard me. Or you have to stand up and say, that's what I said.
That's what I said.
Yeah. If I speak up and share my opinion, are people going to think I'm arrogant or opinionated or narcissistic? And, if I pursue the thing I actually want, is everybody going to be either overtly or covertly rolling their eyes? Because you can roll your eyes while your eyes are closed,
No, no, what?
You can do it right now. Right now, close your eyes and roll your eyes because you can. The thing is, when you do that, people whose eyes are open can actually see your eyeballs rolling across your eyelids. So they know you're doing it. It's crazy, but we keep our chosen identity quiet and we keep living the default one because it feels safer. And again, that's the comfort over connection. The comfort over connection. A third barrier is perfectionism. And we think if I can't be the person I want to be perfectly, then I shouldn't try. If I can't be the best one that's ever been in this way, then I don't want to. Why? Because I'm a try baby.
A try baby?
A try baby, or I'm a doer. But you can't be both. Doers understand that failure is a part of success. Failure is a part of the progress and the path to success. Try babies cannot accept the possibility of any level of failure.
Okay, let me give you an example to make sure I understand you, to clarify. So you want to go to the gym. You want to lose 20 pounds.
I do. I want to go to the gym.
And you're going to try.
I haven't been yet.
I'll try to go to the gym. I'm going to really try to do that. Is obviously very different than the person that wakes up 6 a.m., goes to the gym, and does it.
I hate them.
Well, me too.
With the passion of 1,000 burning suns.
But say that again. The try baby is what did you say?
The Try-Baby cannot fail.
Uh-huh.
If something the Try-Baby is involved with fails, it's somebody else's fault. It's, well, I tried my best, but, and then what follows the but?
There's always like a scapegoat.
A scapegoat. There's an escape hatch. There's an
It's a safety
obstacle.
net.
Something got in the way. It was, I planned for success, but somebody else planned otherwise, and I didn't have another choice. So, yeah, you do have another choice. You have the choice of walking back through it and seeing what happened and why it happened and learning from that, and then reevaluating your plan and doing it again. That's what doers do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there is one of the top philosophers. Okay, so doers, Try-Babies, follow the philosophy of Philocrates. Okay, the old philosopher Philocrates. Thank you, Amy. Not you, Amy. There's another Amy that's responsible for that. But doers follow the philosophy of Master Yoda, who said, do or do not. There is no try.
Okay, that was actually pretty good.
I hope so, because I had to come up with it on the spot.
That was pretty good.
But you do or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just get real about it and don't make excuses and don't blame people and say, you know what, I went to do this and what I did didn't work.
I tried.
And that's on me.
Yeah.
That's a doer.
Right.
The trier says, well, I had the best plan possible, but somebody else foiled me again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I need to work on my cartoon voices, I know, but it's just such a whiny thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as a therapist, I hear it a lot. I get tired of it, but I have to understand that this person is where they are for a reason, and my job is not to judge them for where they are, but to facilitate them making the steps to move from where they are to where they want to be. The biggest challenge I have is them wanting to be, because not always do they want to be different. They want everybody else to be different so that they can continue being who they are.
So is there ever an instance where trying is okay?
I don't know, and I'm not prepared to answer that question.
I mean, I'm just thinking of, I tried to stay in this marriage. I tried to stay at this job.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that are beyond your control.
Mm-hmm. I like that though. Try-Baby. That's good.
Yeah, but I'm gonna plead the fifth on on the question. More specifically, when I was in college, I was taking a real estate course. Don't ask why, but it was real estate law. It's the closest I ever came to being a lawyer or a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to attend court in a real estate case. And I'll never forget, Tyler, Texas. I don't remember what the question was, but the rather rotund gentleman sitting in the witness stand answered the question with, I plead the fifth. I respectfully recline.
No, he didn't.
He did, to answer your question.
You respectfully recline.
Yeah, it happened. It was a real thing. That is true. True. So perfectionism is never going to work for us.
Mm.
And so understand there is a gap between who we are or who we've been and who we're becoming. It's not a sign that you're failing. It's the exact place where intentionality lives. This no man's land, this place between where you've been and where you want to be. This is where you pick up intentionality. And you pick it up on purpose and you carry it with you. And sometimes it's heavy, but you carry it anyway. Sometimes you have to drag it. When you drag it, you don't let go. And if you feel that gap, it means you're close to a real shift. We'll talk about the practical steps when we come back. Hey, everybody. We've been assembling an airplane in flight, talking about building our identity on purpose. And we're going to see if the plane can land, even though it's not complete. Here in our last segment, I've promised you over the last 2 episodes a couple of practical steps, and I want to give you 3. And you can start them right away. You don't need a new planner, like I said earlier, and or to make huge changes. Just a few small moves to get you moving in the right direction. Your orientation and your direction and your purpose is so critical here. Number one, I want you to take a daily identity check-in. And at some point in your day, either with that coffee we talked about earlier, or at your lunch break, or before bed, I want you to ask yourself the question, how can I show up with my chosen identity in one situation today? Or I guess it's before you go to bed tomorrow. One situation. How can I show up in my new chosen identity? Where can I wear my new suit? Not 10 situations, not every situation, not perfectly, one. And if your on purpose statement is something like, I am someone who is present, then your answer might be, today I'll be fully present at dinner with my family. Phone away, eyes up, ears open, brain and mouth ready. Mostly ears open. If your statement is, I am someone who tells the truth, your answer might be, today I'm going to be honest with my boss or my coworker about the deadline and where I stand in relation to said deadline. That's a risk. And that's one of the reasons that being truthful is difficult at times. The point is to connect your identity to a specific moment in your real life. Daily identity check-in. Number 2, an identity alignment audit. Pick one area of your life, in your relationships or at work or in habits that you have, and ask yourself, is how I show up here aligned with who I say I am on purpose? And if your chosen identity is I'm somebody who values connection like Miss Amy, but your calendar is full of work and empty of people, that's data. It's not shame, it's information. Don't just declare who you're going to be. Be honest about what you see. Where is the gap? And where does the alignment need to happen? And the third simple tip for practice is a micro shift. Choose one tiny action that moves you closer to your chosen identity. It might be sending a text to reconnect with somebody you haven't spoken to in a long time. It might be saying no to something that no longer fits your values. Not that it ever did, but you were too chicken to say no. What would happen if you blocked 30 minutes on your calendar for focused, undistracted work? Or you went to bed 20 minutes earlier so you could wake up and be present. And that could work the other way around too. You get up 20 minutes earlier. Give yourself a little more time to wake up so you can be present when everybody else wakes up, or the important people anyway. Whatever it is, make it small enough that you can actually do it. And then you can look back on it and give yourself a little pat on the back. Say, I did it. Celebrate. In fact, as you're listening, pick your micro shift. Decide right now, what is the one thing I will do on purpose in the next 24 hours that will move me more toward who I'm choosing to be? Today, we've talked about the difference between default identity and chosen identity, and we walked through values. In the last episode, we walked through the values and the vision and the voice. And you've either named or you will name your I am on purpose statements, and you picked one small action that lets you live that identity in real time. So here's what I'd like for you to walk away with today, or to carry with you on your way out the door. Identity isn't a verdict, it's a direction. It's not a prison sentence, it's an opportunity. You don't become this person in one big moment. You become them, or they, or you, the new you, by practicing on purpose. In 1,000 small moments, no zero to hero here. And if this episode has stirred something in you, I'd love to hear your I am on purpose statement. What identity are you choosing? Shoot me an email at oloppodcast@gmail.com. OLOP podcast@gmail.com. Connect. If you're choosing connection, then for crying out loud, do it. Let me know who you're becoming on purpose. And if you're okay with it, I might share a few of those in a future episode, because hearing other people claim their identity out loud can give us courage to claim ours. I'm hoping that Amy's story today, when she was intentionally vulnerable with you, was something that stirred something in somebody. I'm almost sure it is. Just hoping you have the courage to follow through with it.